What's happening, guys? So you just purchased the camera and now you're looking for the next thing to purchase that is going to really elevate your filmmaking. Something that's going to be of value, not just for now, but something for the future. And my first purchase after an ND filter was mics, because you can't get away with using the onboard mic on a camera. It's terrible. So a mic is a great first investment. Now the problem is that there are so many mics on the market, and so many that are very good value mics. Now, like me, the first thing you have to decide is, do you want to buy a lav or do you want to buy another type of microphone? And that's what I had to go through at the start, and I ended up buying the Rode Videomicro. Now both of these mics are great, whether you go the Rode Lav Go, which is what we're going to compare the Videomicro with today, or you go for the Videomicro. Both are excellent value. Both are under $100, and for what you get for the money, it is amazing. What you're getting, the sound quality is really good, and I still use the Videomicro to this day, and I'm very happy with it. So you have to decide what you are using your microphone for. And if you are in a noisy environment, you have to keep in mind an omnidirectional microphone like the Lav Go can be detrimental at times also, because it is great because it's picking up audio from 360, which means that your mic placement may not have to be spot on and you're still going to get good audio. Now you just have to keep in mind, if you have noisy neighbors or you live on a busy street, the omnidirectional mic, which is the Lav Go, will pick up everything. So that's why the Videomicro may be a better choice. Now you have to remember that Videomicro is not a shotgun microphone, it is a cardioid microphone. And what that means is its polar pattern is set up so it's grabbing audio from the front and the sides, but ignoring the audio coming from the back, which means you have a slightly narrower band that it's capturing, which means it can be just that little bit more directional in how you place your mic. Now, just as a side note, so I'm genuinely excited to see what these mics sound like side by side. I've never done it before, so let's get into it and let's check out what these mics sound like. So this is audio coming from the Videomicro. Important point to make when purchasing either the Lav or the Videomicro. And the fact that it is a cardioid, yes, what that means is that it's essentially grabbing audio from the front and the sides, but not grabbing audio from behind. If you're in a noisy environment, that's when this can sort of not work very well for you. But at the same time, it is still better than what you get with a Lav being omnidirectional. So in the Lav's case, you're picking up audio from 360 degrees, where this is a little bit more directional, but it's still not to the point of a shotgun mic. Now usually with the Videomicro, audio can sound a little bit thin, and the thing that you guys have to keep in mind is something called the proximity effect. Proximity effect is pretty much the closer the mic is to you, the more richer, bassier tones you're going to capture, and the further it is away from you, you are not going to get those deep tones. So being a pretty thin mic and not capturing that rich low frequencies, it's probably better to get it a little bit closer to you, just so you can really get a little bit more of a boost on the bass end. Next, we're going to switch on over to the Rode Lav and see what that sounds like compared to the Videomicro. So this is audio now coming from the Lav Go, and I'm interested really what you guys think compared to the Videomicro. Now, like I said before, this mic is omnidirectional, so it's picking up audio from everywhere. The sides, behind me, in front of me, and that can be good, but it can also be bad. So mic placement isn't as important because it's capturing audio from 360, but the issue is if you live in a noisy environment, that may not work for you very well. So if you've got neighbors, or you live on a street where there's a bit of traffic, this may pick that up. It's a lot more sensitive, and the Videomicro may be a better choice for you guys to go with. Now, another thing to keep in mind is a frequency response. Now, the Videomicro, I think, had a frequency response of 100 Hertz to 20,000 kilohertz. Now, this has a frequency response of 20 Hertz to 20,000 kilohertz. And what that means is it's picking up a lot more low end. And while that can be good, usually around the 20 to 100 hertz, you don't really want that anyway. So you'll usually just cut all those low frequencies anyway, because it's just that muddy sound that you don't really want in your recordings. So the other thing is, usually with lavs, is they can sound a little bit boxy and they require a little bit more EQ to get that out. Now there are better lavs on the market that you don't have to do that much to, and they sound really, really great straight out of recordings, you know, little tweaks here and there, and it sounds perfect. The Lav Go does require a little bit of work just to get rid of that boxiness and just to bring back a little bit of that nice brightness in the top end. So there you go, guys. I actually think that the Videomicro came out pretty far ahead of the Lav Go. While I do not mind the Lav Go sound, I find the Videomicro is just that little bit more crisp and a little bit clearer. Yes, it's missing that low end, but with a bit of EQ, you can just bring that back slightly, and it's a much cleaner sound overall. So, you know, like I said before, it depends on what you guys need a mic for. Now keep in mind, both mics are great on value. They both come in under $100. Sometimes even I've seen them as low as $80 US, which is pretty cheap. And when a mic comes in that cheap, you can't really complain too much about the price point and about the quality. Now they're built very well. I've never had an issue with a Rode product. I've been pretty rough with them in the past, and there's no issues there. So you have to think to yourself, what mic suits me best? If you can't decide, get both. For $100 each, they're pretty good. For a beginner mic, like I said, use these till you can afford to go spend a little bit more money on something a little bit better in the future. I'm still using the Videomicro and I'm more than happy with the sound. So really, the biggest thing out of this is the value. The value of grabbing mics under $100 and using them for years to come, that's where the value point is. It is totally worth purchasing one of these mics, and if you can't decide on which one suits you best, go for both of them. You know, under $200 for two mics, a lav and a mini cardioid, you can't go wrong. So there we go, guys. I hope you guys found this video useful and informative. Please subscribe to my channel. There's plenty more videos to come, and I'll see you guys in the next one.